Hello again. I'm just going to wait for some more people to join. My name is Sonia, and I'm your International United Miss North Carolina Preteen. Welcome to episode 15 of my live series, I.U.M, which stands for Inspire, Unite, Motivate. Through this series, I hope to inspire people to create positive change in our communities, unite all of the change makers in this world, and motivate everyone of all ages to make a difference. So I see that our special guest has joined. Hello, hello. I think you just have to request to join. I see it.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad you're here today.
I'm so excited to meet you.
So for those of you who don't know, today I'm joined by the National American Miss Arizona Josephine. Hello, it's an honor to have you on today. So today we're going to be talking about all things black. Before we dive into that, for some people who might not know a lot about start off by yourself.
I'm Josephine Hoskins. I'm 12 years old, and I'm your 2022 National American Miss Arizona Preteen. I'm currently in 7th grade, and I love roller skating, baking, hanging out with my siblings, and being creative and challenging myself.
That's awesome. I actually got into baking recently. I had a roller skate 20 during the pandemic. So that's awesome. So tell us, what is your platform and when did you start?
I started my platform around maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I started getting into pageants. And at first it started off for bullying, but I didn't want to just focus on bullying. I wanted to be able to expand and do more about it. So now it's compassion through community service. So now I can not only promote bullying, but I can promote other things like kindness, compassion.
Yes, kindness is so important, and I love that you're able to stand on your platform. I think it's really important to for one platform, really create a big our absolutely love that. What inspired you to start your platform?
I wanted to be able to connect with my community more and involving myself more in community service. And actually I've been able to do this a lot now because every single Tuesday I am able to work with the community service event called the Eris Foundation, where for 4 hours every single Tuesday, like I said, I'm able to feed the homeless, and it's a way for me to be able to show kindness by giving them a meal and provide them with everyday things that they need. And I'm also able to show compassion by listening to their stories.
I love that. Before we continue with are there the sound? A lot of people are about sound cutting, so
Yeah, for me it's cutting in and out.
cutting in and out. Is it better now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So if that can happen. Right back into our interview. I love that you're able to do this. It's actually a cause that is really important to me as well. With Small Hands Big Arts United, a local non my area, and thing we provide every third session. Able to that's really important as well. So, what is your favorite memory with your platform?
Okay, so I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I was able to go to my sister's school, and they have a special needs class, and so I was able to go to them and talk to them. And one of my favorite things is whenever I go to schools, I talk to them and I read them a book, but then I also give out Care Bears for my platform, which is really cool. They always get super excited, And so far, they've absolutely loved it. I have 4 different kinds, and I bring like 3, so they each get to pick. But I not only do the Care Bears, but I also do like cactus pens because I'm from Arizona. I do cute little sunglasses, basically just rewards for listening and being able to talk and expand more about the topic that we're learning on. So last time I read a book about kindness and how you can be kind and help others.
I love that. And I know that when I was in elementary school, there were a lot of like you who come in. And I know it really impacted me as an elementary schooler because I was really open as a schooler, and I am a very open person. As people start growing up, kids start growing up and going to middle school, going into high school, they have certain ideas. So I think it's really important that we're at a young age because that's when I think that a lot of people are really open to new ideas. And I know people used to, just like you, read all about kind of stories, and we had volunteers. So much fun. So I know that that's something that I have personally experienced, and I love that you're able to carry it forward and do that. So, how has becoming involved in pageantry equipped you with the skills you needed to market your platform or talk about it with other people?
It has made me so much more confident. Like 3 years ago, I was really shy and I didn't really want to talk to anybody. By getting into these pageants, it was like I would go and talk to people and make new friends. And now that I've started my platform and I'm more confident, I'm able to, like I said earlier, go to classes and talk to them and not be as nervous or shy as I was before.
Pageants really do make you so much more confident in yourself. I know that I also started pageantry a couple of years ago, and it's been like 2, maybe 3-ish years. And I've just become so much more confident in myself. I'm able to go out there and talk with people. And before doing pageants, I was still an outgoing person. I liked making friends, I liked talking with people. But being in pageants really just took that to the next level because I'm not just talking with people in my community or in my area. It's really taking me out to a bigger audience, and I'm able to talk with people like you who are like halfway across the country. So it's just incredible the experiences and the memories that being involved in pageants. So how has becoming a state title holder with National American Miss specifically helped you to better serve your community?
So last year I did NAM, but I was a city title holder and I was Maricopa. But now being able to be a state title holder, I'm able to mentor our younger girls and do community service events with them. And actually, I've been able to meet together with our little Colorado girl, and we like doing little cards for Youth for Troops, which is actually tomorrow. So later today, I'm going to be making cards and boxes for them and being able to basically help and serve for our troops.
That's incredible. I know that being a state title holder also for like International United Miss, it's really just opened up so many doors for me. I'm able to talk like earlier, like in February or March. I did a Stories with Sisters series, and so many of my sister queens were able to help me or just support me with that. So I know that being in pageantry also gives you so many sisters that you can lean on for support, and I'm very grateful for that. Even people who are not pageantry, who are your friends, I just became, we're going back to the things, and talking about my efforts to better the community and talking with them about what I'm doing. And I know like just a week or so ago, I was able to do something similar to you where we had all my friends and I came together and we did a event for an organization that gives them to bone marrow transplant patients. So I know that it made me more confident. It gave me sisters for life. So I absolutely love pageants because of that. So moving a little bit towards your school, how has your school been able to support your efforts to better your community?
Okay, so they will like my teachers this year are very kind and I'm so very grateful for them, and they've been very understanding. Like I was out for I think a day or two because I was in like Nevada and I was doing my photo shoot, and they're very like understanding and I'm so grateful to have them, and they've been very supportive with my pageantry stuff.
Are really supportive, and I think that what's really important is a lot of the, I know that it
Sorry.
can feel like shy, like you don't want to really talk about it, but teachers can be so understanding and they can really support you in all of your efforts. I know, for example, like I was inducted into NJHS, the National Junior Honor Society, last school year when I was in seventh grade, actually, just like you. And it's really been great because I know that I have this whole team now that's behind me at my school as well as communities. Incredible to do with your school. And like you said, I was out for a couple of days when I was in sixth grade. Actually, I was at I.U.M Nationals, and my teachers were so very understanding and they about it. And it just felt really nice that people were really showing support and talking about it with me. So I feel really nice. So, why do you think community service is important?
I feel like it's a way to be able to help others and be able to get to understand them more. Like how I do community service every single Tuesday with the homeless. I'm able to talk to them and be able to help them. It's my favorite thing because I'm always able to put a smile on their face, and I'm so very grateful for that.
Yes, I know that doing community service and seeing people's faces just light up is so awesome. Like a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, I was at Lazy Days, which is a arts and crafts festival in my area, able to volunteer and just seeing the booths. I was a booth sitter, so I would go to the booths, give the artists a break. I would also guide people. And one of my very favorite memories was when a couple of people came and they were asking, they lost and they didn't know where to go. And I was just able to do something, simple act of kindness. I was able to give them directions, but their faces just lit up and they were so happy to find their way. And that just made me feel so good inside that I was helping other people. So that feeling is really, you can't describe it in words. So a little bit going back to the support area, how have your friends and family been able to support you in your community service efforts?
Well, when my family does, we do community service together. Like we go together after school and we do the community service with the homeless. But also, I like to go to my sister's school, and especially because next month is Bully Prevention Month, I'm going to go to my sister's school and speak to her class and other like classes at her school and being able to talk to them about that too. And they've been very supportive by like not only coming with me but like catching me in on stuff, especially my friends, like catching me in on stuff when I'm out from school.
That's so helpful. I know it's awesome when you're able to rely on your friends to do that. Like my friends do that all the time for me. And whenever I'm like, hey, let's get together, they're always so on board. And actually going to schools is something on my list because my brother just went into kindergarten. But you mentioned that you talk to classes a lot, you talk to people a lot about your platform, about kindness, about all these different things. So what are some tips you have for people who want to talk, who want to really get out there, public speaking, talk about their platform, but they really don't know how, shy, or they just don't have the confidence to do it?
It can be really nerve-wracking, but like something I like to do is having like a friend like come with me and being able to be in the crowd and support me, or like I practice with her, like especially with interviews, she'll ask me interview questions, and it's very like helpful and supportive to get me prepped.
Yes, it is helpful when you know that you have someone supporting you. And I know something that really stands out to me is also how much people can support you on social media. Like I will post about my efforts and everything, and I'll see other people supporting each other, and the pageant community just coming together to help and support and uplift each other is so amazing. Like with pageantry, you have sisters that are all across the country, and like your friends support you in your hometown, they're able to support your efforts. So my next question is actually a little bit social media related. How have you been able to use social media to promote your platform, market your platform, or do certain things like with your platform?
I have my own specific page for my platform, and I'm able to post about all the different events that I do, and I love being able to invite people to come and do the events with me and help me. And one of the ones that I'm doing is the Hope Walk, and I'm going to be able to like I'm going to be in a I hopefully want to be in a gown, and I'm going to hand out crowns for the girls and tiaras and princess like wands and rings, and then at the end I'm going to be at the finish line and I'm going to be handing out all of the people that are walking awards.
That is so sweet. I absolutely,
It's so much fun.
yeah, it does sound like a lot of fun. And I see that you do a lot of events. Like I was on your page, and one of the things I saw that you did was a water drive for the Paris Foundation. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It was so much fun. We had posters and we went to different places around the town. Like we went to different shops. We went to Walmart. We went to Fry's, and we were just hanging up the posters. And we also sent out like invitations to all of our friends and family, and we ended up raising so much water. And especially because we're here in Arizona, it can get really hot. So it's very important that we have water for them to be able to keep drinking and stay hydrated.
Yeah, I know that as you go south, it gets really hot. Like I know that I used to live
Yes, definitely.
before I moved to Carolina, and it got so cold there. Snow covered for months. Like January and February were the absolute worst. So when I moved to North Carolina, I really didn't know what to expect because being born in New York and living in Ohio for a long time, I was really used to cold weather. And moving here, I was like, how hot can it get? And so surprised. Like even in the springtime, it felt like a mini summer. And I was
I know, right?
first then I realized just how hot it could get here. So that was kind of shocking at first because I would see snow falling here and people would be like, "Oh my God, snow!" And I'd be like, "I'm kind of used to this." So moving back to our interview, I love that you were able to do something because water is something that not a lot of people think about, but it's really important. It's so easy to get dehydrated. So you have done a lot of work with the Eris Foundation. So
I
what is
have.
your memory with that specific organization?
We always do it with friends and family and sister queens, so it's always so much fun. And whenever we do it, we always go out to dinner afterwards, which is a great way for us to bond and talk to each other and plan our next community service event.
It's always more fun when you're able to do things
It
in
always is.
like I know with the pandemic is actually when I started community service and I would do a lot of virtual things like the brown bags. I would color them and fill them with lunches or I would make the cards, but it would just be like me or me and my mom. So I was kind of used to doing
Yeah.
by myself. But then later on when our first event I did with my friends was in May, and I realized just how much fun it could be to do things in a group. And I was also able to go out and serve lunches in person, and it was just so much more fun to do it because everybody has a story, and you see all these people coming together. It's really, really. So, how has National American Mist, like specific organization, been able to support you on your of community service from starting community service to where you are now?
I've been, like I said earlier, I've been able to do it with my sister queens, but also it has like involved me in more organizations. Like I did a new community service event that I haven't done before, and I was able to go shopping with a kid who was in need, I guess you could say. And so we were in Kohl's and we were getting him new shoes. We were getting him some stuff for his new, I think it was basketball team that he had joined. And it was just so much fun to be able to see the smile on his face when he got all of his new stuff.
I'm sure that was really incredible. I know for me, being involved in International United, my first like major title, so I didn't really know what to expect. But being a state title holder and being involved with this organization specifically, there are so many people who come to support each other. Like I said, like I did the NAMI walks back in May, and I had sister queens from all the way from like Georgia to New York come support me. So it's really awesome. And
That
I've
sounds so much fun.
American Miss since 2020. So it's really awesome the community that NAM has built, and I absolutely love NAM as well. So I really loved the logo of your platform. I saw it like a couple of days ago. So I wanted to ask, what was it behind that logo?
Well, I really just, it, I, okay, so basically, it came from like the heart. Like, I really I wanted to do something that kind of connected to what I was doing with my platform so that it would kind of like make sense. And so my mom had like came up with a little idea, and I changed a couple things about it, and then we had finally gotten to like the perfect thing. She sketched it out, and then it's just been my logo ever since.
That's awesome. You know, for me, like when I was creating my logo, it was really hard for me at first because, like you said, the logo really has to come from your heart and really resonates with you. So I was like really trying to brainstorm what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm going to talk about I.U.M because that's the series we're doing every night, Motivate. Doing the logo for that, I really just wanted it to be something that was centered around kindness and giving because
Yeah.
that was focused on community service, talking about all these positive impacts that all of these amazing people are having on the world. So that's kind of what inspired my logo, and I love that your logo was also something that came from the heart because when you're
Yes.
platform even, I think that that's really the most important thing. My next question kind of ties to that. If somebody wanted to start their platform, what are some tips that you would give them?
I would give them find something that like they're very compassionate about so that they'll be willing to speak to others about it. Like for example, bullying, or how mine is community service. I want them to find something that they're so very compassionate about. Maybe it's autism, whatever they find is important to them, to base their platform off of that and then continue from there.
I love that advice. I think that being passionate about what you're choosing is so important, like you said, because a lot of the times if you pick something just randomly off a list, it's going to be
Yeah.
hard. It should really be something that, going back to the hard thing, it really should resonate with you. It should be something really near and dear to your heart, really. So I love that. So if someone wanted to get involved with your platform, what advice would you give them?
I would give them to pick out some community service events that they'd like to do and be able to do those. Like, for example, some compassion and kindness community service events like the one I do, the Aries Foundation, or Youth for Troops, or one of my favorites, Feed My Starving Children. And I'd say it's honestly so much fun, and I really hope that somebody could do something like me because it's just such a great experience.
I love that. So I think, like you're saying, important to do events that you really love because that can be a great way to get people together. Because a lot of the times when you're doing projects by yourself, going back to the coming together thing, when you're doing projects
Yeah.
by yourself, it can be a little bit hard and just doing it by yourself. But when you're getting other people involved, another really important thing is don't be to ask for ask for people to get involved with what you're doing. Like I know going back to the Nhimi walks, like I was really nervous to put it out there because I didn't know what would happen, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see people coming together and supporting me. So I think just reaching out at risk because it can feel really scary to take that risk,
Yeah.
but it is so worth it. So that concludes our interview. Thank you so much for.
Thank you.
It was an absolute honor to have you, and I really enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to add on to my logo. I also did it because because my logo has a heart, and my sister has a heart transplant. I get really, like, upset, and I have to talk about her, but yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but I really love that you were able to draw inspiration from that because a lot of people it's really hard to talk about, but you were able to channel that into something positive and help other people. So I think it's
Yes.
really inspirational, and a lot of people can really take some of that. So I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and
You too.
watching the live. If you have any questions real quick, just pop them in the chat. And if you have any questions, if you're watching the live replay, I have her social media linked down below and you can just ask it in the comments. And yeah, thank you everybody
Thank
for.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
So again, thank you so much everybody for joining my interview today, and be sure to stay tuned and keep following my social media because I will be announcing very soon who I'm going to have on here next. Bye, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.